On November 29, 1970, a father and his two young daughters were hiking through a remote valley outside Bergen, Norway, a place locals called Isdalen, Ice Valley. One of the girls smelled something wrong before she saw it, and when she stepped off the path, she found a body, burned almost beyond recognition, arranged among blackened rocks, as if someone had wanted her found, but never wanted her known. Police arrived to a scene that made no sense. The woman was around 5 feet 4 inches, between 25 and 40 years old. Her face had melted into itself. Scattered around her were broken bottles, rubber boots, a burned fur hat, and a half-melted plastic container. And every single label, on every piece of clothing, every item she owned, had been cut out. Someone hadn't just killed her. Someone had erased her. Investigators traced her backward through Norway using the only thing she'd left behind, a trail of hotel check-ins. Between March and November of 1970, she had stayed in cities across the country under at least 8 different aliases: Genevieve Lancier, Claudia Tilt, Claudia Nielsen, Vera Jarl, and others. All of them, oddly, drawing from the names of Catholic saints. Staff remembered her as fashionable, quiet, and serious. She spoke poor English, but fluent German and Flemish. One waitress recalled watching her dine beside 2 German naval officers. She always paid in cash. She always used a different name. At her final hotel, police found 2 suitcases. Inside, wigs, disguises, and, strangest of all, a pair of glasses with plain glass instead of lenses. Nothing in either suitcase carried a single manufacturer's tag. No passport was ever recovered, just a melted scrap of plastic near her body that may once have been a passport cover. The fur hat found beside her wasn't Norwegian at all. It was a style worn in Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan, Soviet territory in 1970 at the height of the Cold War. That detail, more than any other, is what launched the theory that's followed this case for over 50 years, that the Isdal Woman was a spy. Multiple identities, no traceable origin, a geography that pointed toward the Eastern Bloc, and a body found not far from sites where the Norwegian Defense Research Establishment was known to run missile trials. But Norwegian police never confirmed it. In December 1970, less than a month after her body was found, they held a press conference and closed the case, ruling her death a suicide by self-immolation. Privately, some of the officers involved never believed it. In February 1971, she was buried in a zinc coffin at Møllendal Cemetery in Bergen, sealed that way deliberately, in case her body ever needed to be exhumed. Because she'd used the names of saints, she was given a Catholic burial. Only police attended. For 45 years, the case went cold. Then, in 2016, journalists from Norway's national broadcaster, NRK, reopened the file and pushed for new forensic testing. Isotope analysis of her teeth gave investigators something they'd never had: a possible origin. The chemical signatures pointed to a region along the French-German border. DNA testing followed. To this day, it has matched no one in any database. More than 50 years later, we know where the Isdal Woman might have been born. We know the false names she wore like a second skin. We know she moved through Norway for months, watched by hotel staff who remembered her fashion but never once suspected what she was hiding. What we still don't know is the only thing that matters: who she really was, and who wanted her erased so completely that even her death was disguised as her own choice. She lies in that zinc coffin in Bergen today, waiting, still, to be named. If cases like this stay with you the way they stay with us, subscribe. We cover one of these every week. And if you have a theory about who she was, drop it in the comments. Sometimes the answer really does start there.